That way?
No. The letter said I should come alone.
What was that?
Nothing. Sorry.
Yes.
Tahar, over here!
Bertrand, what? Did you send the message?
Well, otherwise I wouldn't be here, would I? And no, this isn't an ambush. The Harbinger doesn't know I'm here, and if he found out, well, it would get unpleasant. Look, Tahar, I don't know where to begin. I'm so sorry for what Lacane did. Taking your mother, trying to kill you? It's horrible.
Did you know?
No, I didn't. He always spoke very highly of you, even though you were a mage. I don't think anyone within the Purity knew the bigger picture. But now that I do, it makes sense. He needs the power of the Shaper Woman to open the gate. I just don't understand why he would try to kill you. By guiding the Harbinger to the Shaper Woman and ending the Bloodburn, you serve the All-Father, just as he foresaw it.
Well, he also foresaw himself killing me. Then why are you here? Have you broken ties with the Purity?
What? No, of course not. I'm here because I'm worried about you. I know what you are planning to do, taking back Greyfell. You can't win this, Tahar, and all you will achieve is cause even more suffering. Aeonir will return. It's a divine plan, and it is the Purity's responsibility to see it through. The longer you struggle, the more bloodshed you will cause.
We will cause. We aren't the ones hunting down mages, conquering cities, and forcing our faith down other people's throats.
Blazes, Tahar! Do you really think this is easy for me? I know we were forced to do some things you might have trouble understanding, but it is for the greater good. As the Harbinger once said, this world, it's like an ulcer, a cancerous growth. The only way to change it is by cutting off the ulcer, and that is always painful. So yes, I know there are people who might consider us evil, but that's because they don't see the bigger picture. They don't see the beauty that lies ahead if only we cleanse this world and open the gates. In 100 years from now, we will be remembered as pioneers, as heroes, whereas you will be the ones who stood in the way of change, only because you refused to see the truth.
You don't even have proof for heck's sake. All you have is some madman's prophecies of some vague fantasy world, and yet you use it to justify the murder of thousands.
It's not a fantasy! Damn it, Tahar! If you would have seen what I have, you would fall down on your knees and ask the All-Father for forgiveness for what you just said. But it's always like that. The key to a peaceful world was always in our hand, yet we don't use it, simply because we refuse to see.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but there is no solution. The Harbinger attacked Mullendir, and his intent is to hunt down every single mage on Io. We have no choice.
You do. You could run.
What?
I said you could run. You and your friends. Disband your army, go into hiding, conceal your magic until it is all over and the All-Father has returned. The waves will calm. I just know it. Then you will see that we were right, and no one else needs to die.
Apart from the ones who refuse to give up, or who are unlucky enough to be hunted down by your Lightbringers.
They could do the same. And if only they had a hint of reason, they would. Only a fool tries to fight the troll with a sword made of wood.
What would the Harbinger do if I told him of this meeting?
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't stab someone in the back who tried to help you.
I can't, Bertrand. I don't get how you don't see this, but the Purity is a threat for all of Io. I can't and won't let them murder more people.
Well, I had a feeling you would say that. Then it seems the only way to settle this is more bloodshed. I never imagined it would ever come to that, you know? And I hope it hadn't.
When the sun shines onto the turquoise marble of old Hellios, it is difficult not to admire the greatness of what was once the largest Hibernian city on Io. Only the story of its creation may dampen an explorer's enthusiasm. Like most Hibernian cities, it was—
Look, up ahead. I think that's them.
Not saying you are wrong, but maybe now wasn't the best time to cause turmoil among your people, don't you think?
There was no way I could have known this would happen.
Maybe not. Maybe you could have. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Seems your allies have arrived. You're Tahar, aren't you? Silverhand is pleased to meet you.
Careful, Tahar. This man's aura is overwhelming.
It is indeed, but that doesn't mean he wants to harm you.
Who are you?
Just call him Silverhand. Most people do. He's a friend of the elves, you might say, particularly of the brown blood Moorhere kind. And he's here because his friend Varden Merilith told him they had gotten themselves into trouble once again. Arlen Finrior, the first scryer of Lathwen, has disappeared.
Ran off. I think that's a better way to put it. But let's talk in the outpost. Follow me.
All right. So, where do we begin? The corruption hit again, harder than before.
But why? We cleaned the pools, didn't we?
You did, yes. But as it turns out, that was only temporary. After you left, the corruption came back with a vengeance. So far, we have lost over a dozen hunters to it. Then, one night, Arlen Finrior ran off. Just like that.
Why would he do that?
Well, he left a note. To cure the corruption.
There's more to it, though. Silverhand hasn't told Varden yet, but he can feel it.
I see. So you're here to find Arlen, is that it? And that's what you need our help for?
Yes, despite Silverhand and his mages, the jungle turns out far more perilous than anticipated. There's corrupted, there's those beasts, and there's purity, as they like to style themselves. Silverhand would call them self-important blockheads.
So what do you need us to do?
The same you did in Leafshade. Find the cause of the corruption and end it. And, of course, find Arlen if he's still alive. If we don't settle that matter, we don't have a choice but order the troops we provided you with back to us.
Not to mention that the corruption might spread, which, after this land just lived through the Bloodburn, would be an unfortunate development indeed.
Any idea what the Purity is doing here?
None. They seem to be peaceful, as far as that can ever be said about them. Maybe you'll find out.
All right. I'll scout the jungle for traces of Arlen and the source of the corruption. You stay here and make sure your camp is safe.
Good to hear. Thank you, Tahar. I mean it. We'll hold our position.
Though Silverhand might reach out to you every now and then. We shall see.
Fair enough. Stay safe.
Yes?
Sounds like a plan.
What do you want?
Blazes! That's a lot of them.
So, that man can talk in our thoughts.
So it seems. He's a dreamweaver, like Kiana.
Well, I'm glad she doesn't do this often. Uh-huh. Ellen's raids. Did you see that?
The fog killed them. Could that be?
The center of the corruption. Yes, it could be. It emanates the same magical signatures as the pools in Leafshade.
Tahar? Silverhand just sensed something. Death. Are you all right?
I am. We found the source of the corruption. At least, I think so. We'll head back to your camp now.
Oh, excellent.
Was that Silverhand?
It was.
Fine. They will fall.
Not now.
Whatever's necessary.
Is this really necessary?
Here we go. Get ready!
Understood. Let's see.
Silverhand said you found the cause of the corruption. Is that true?
I think so. There's a thick, reddish mist spreading all across the middle of the jungle. It kills whoever walks into it.
Any sign of Arlen?
I'm afraid not. But we saw purity in the jungle. They seem to be oblivious to what the mist does.
Silverhand sees. Well, they are not our priority right now. The purity will be dealt with once we've cleared the corruption. Be that as it may, it seems they are not getting anywhere without clearing up that mist.
Maybe there's something you and your winter mages could do about it?
No. No, Silverhand cannot. But he thinks there's someone who can.
You don't sound too happy about it.
Yes, well, he is a Complicated character, and that's putting it mildly. He's a priest of Nor.
A dark elf?
Yes, but save for him, Silverhand can't think of anybody who could help us otherwise. You'll need to find him and bring him here. He lives in the old monastery.
The old monastery? What's that?
You don't know. It was once an old cloister devoted to the Guardians, but it burnt down in the War of the Six Races. And it's deserted now, save for a few pilgrims and devoted priests who still live there.
So I'm guessing you want me to go there and convince that seer to come here.
Wraith. His name is Wraith. But yes, that is what he would ask you to do. Silverhand knows you've traveled far already, but unless you know another way to deal with that mist, Wraith seems to be our only option.
All right, I'll try.
Huh?
You got it.
Yes? For the fire wielders!
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Once an imposing monument to the Guardians, the old monastery was destroyed by a tribe of orcs during the War of the Six Races. Though plans to restore it to its former glory have been voiced by the Crown ever since, it remains a ruin to this day. Instead, every Guardian's clergy pledged to send one priest to the monastery to tend to the pilgrims who still travel there in search of serenity, or sometimes a miracle.
Okay, according to the map, the old monastery should be up ahead. We need to find this wraith, and we need to do it fast. Who knows how fast this corrupted fog will spread.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes?
Zalraka.
Said Henry. There was no way I could have known. We needed to try.
Yeah, it's just like we tried with the woman and her rosaries, and then all...
Another traveler. Did you also come for Nathaniel and his holy water? If so, don't even bother. He's a charlatan.
Huh?
Then... never mind.
No. Wait. You people look like you can defend yourselves, right?
Why? What happened to you?
The short version? My father heard stories about a holy priest of Tiara who sells holy water from a holy fountain, but can apparently cure my disability.
Son, it wasn't that simple.
As it turned out, that holy priest was a charlatan. We paid most of our savings for his cleansing water, and of course it didn't do anything. Now we're broke. That is, unless you could help us.
This is not their responsibility, Henry. Thank you for listening, but we should go now.
Wait, tell me more.
But what? Would you rather come back to Mother without a single sodding coin in your pocket? Let that fucking bastard get away?
Watch your language, son. Whatever happened, we are on holy grounds here.
Yes, Father. I know.
What's wrong with Henry?
Oh, he has the palsy. He was never able to walk or do any physical labor. Since then, my wife and I have tried everything to cure him, but it didn't work. Though that, of course, doesn't mean we've given up.
Actually, I think it would be better. It's just the way I am, and no amount of holy water and sermons is going to change that.
Come on, Henry, don't say that. The moment you surrender is the moment you lose, as Neathoff always says.
Why don't you talk to this priest instead?
Well, I don't know. I guess because you can call me many things, but not imposing. I'm an architect, not a warrior like you. Also, it's just a pouch of coin. He tried his best, so did we, and it didn't work. That's just the way the world works sometimes.
Huh. Can you tell me more about this holy water?
Well, only what I've already told you. It comes directly from a fountain near the old monastery, and drinking it has the power to heal. And yes, I know how this must sound to you, but as I said, there have been numerous reports of people getting cured. Our neighbor's son who fell and broke his back, an old man who even regained sight.
But there's no way of knowing these healings actually happened. And even if they did, it might have simply been coincidence. Alchemy cures diseases like magic does, but not this nonsense.
Huh. The boy is more reasonable than his father.
Well, maybe you're right. It did not work after all. But I don't know. This man simply didn't seem like a liar to me.
Huh. All right. Let me see if I can talk with that priest. Where is he?
Are you?
Yes, we are. That man is in the south. His name is Nathaniel, and he's a priest of Tiara, so you should recognize him. And thank you.
Fine, if you think it helps.
Huh?
What do we need? Greetings. Are you Nathaniel?
Yes, that would be me. How may I help you?
I had a chat with an elf called Nilas. He was here with his son, and he told me that you sold him some healing potion that didn't work. Now they hardly have the money to return to Everlight.
Ah, yes, I remember him. The architect with a crippled boy. He was very generous indeed. I'm saddened the potion didn't work, but there's not much I can do. And yes, I accepted a donation and I gave him a vial of healing water in return. I never specified the amount of said donation.
Huh. So how do you explain that the holy water didn't work?
Well, the Guardians work in mysterious ways. We never promise that the water will work on everyone, but it does work though. Be sure of that. I've seen it with my own eyes. I saw lepers tearing off their robes to reveal a healed body. Blind men seeing the colors of the leaves for the first time in their lives. So how could we deny these souls-seeking help a chance at something so wonderful?
These cases you mentioned could simply be a coincidence.
Yes, I have considered that. But the Guardians work in mysterious ways. All we priests can do is serve them and bring their gifts into this world. Whether they choose to perform a miracle or not is their choice.
Wait, you said that the donations are voluntary. That doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone give up their entire life savings just like that?
The followers make their donations at their own discretion. Yes, everyone has to make a donation before drinking from the Blessed Spring, but we always ask them to donate whatever they can afford. It is not our intention to destroy lives. Some followers believe that bigger donations result in more grace from the Guardian, and yes, obviously this isn't true, and we do all we can not to perpetuate this misconception. But that does not stop people from doing it.
All right, I think I've heard enough. Well, if you're saying the truth, then you're not to blame. Thanks for clearing that up, and sorry for accusing you.
You have nothing to apologize for. Nihilus only did what he thought was best for his boy, and we should not judge him for his desperation. Wait a moment. Here, please give him this. It's just a bit of gold, but it should be enough for a carriage to Everlight. And again, I'm sorry the Blessed Spring couldn't help. Goodbye.
Goodbye. What's next? All right, so I talked to the priest. Seems he gave you the real holy water and it simply didn't work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Yes, that is what I expected.
What about the gold? Did you get it back?
Only a part of it. The priest actually gave it to me voluntarily. He told me that the price you paid, Neelis, was a donation.
You... what?
You're in no position to question me, son. I only did what I thought was right.
Right. Putting our family in debt for some stupid vial of water? What? Did you think the more gold you sink into that fountain, the more interested Tiara would be to pay me a visit?
Well, maybe you're right. It was a stupid idea. But at least we got enough money to afford the journey back now.
Huh?
Sure. I'll take a look.
Tiara's breath! Help! Someone! Somebody help me!
You read my mind.
Focus, Syria. Focus.
By the Guardians. Thank you. That was a bloody close call. You certainly aren't a priest. Are you a pilgrim?
Not really.
Oh. Then what brings you here? Not the best time to travel across Io, I'm afraid.
What were you doing all the way out here?
Me? Oh, just plucking berries for today's meal. Lately, the wildlife has gone pretty crazy, though. I wonder if that has anything to do with this blood burn everybody was talking about a moon ago.
I'm looking for a dark elven priest. Any idea where he could be?
Ah, yes, that Wraith fellow. He's south of the old monastery. But a word of warning, he's not the most talkative of folks.
I see. Thanks.
It's the least I can do. Anything else?
That's all. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome, child. May Hiran's winds carry you swiftly.
Huh. Intriguing. This way, right?
Just give the word.
Blasted armor.
More travelers. What do you want?
Are you Wraith?
Who's asking?
A friend of Silverhand.
That doesn't make it better. Listen, I'm not in the mood for a chat. If it's sermons you came here for, go talk to the other pilgrims. I'm sure they can't wait to bombard you with their stupid, idiotic blathering.
We need your help. The Morhir elves are suffering from a plague called the Corruption. They've traced down the cause of it to the Hellios ruins in Leafshade, but...
Please, hold it right there.
Why?
I don't care. I'm sorry, but I simply don't. Now, is there anything else you need? No? Then thank you and goodbye.
What brought you here?
A quarrel with my lover. We were sweethearts once, used to make love under the silver moon, but ever since she left me, I could find no peace of mind. This place provides me with that.
Really?
No.
I was told you're a priest of Nor. Is that true?
Was. Not anymore.
Why?
Blazes, what part of I don't want to talk to you didn't you understand?
Look, the Morhir really need your help.
And I really don't care.
Wow. There I thought altruism was dead.
Look, girl, if life taught me anything, it's that there's far too many people who care far too much about other people's business. I won't be one of them. And even if that were different, the more here would be the last people I'd help. They are the epitome of self-importance and arrogance. I owe them no loyalty. Now, please, move along. I have things to do.
Self-righteous fool. Let's go take a look around. Maybe someone else can help us.
Good luck with that.
Now would you look at that? A fresh face. What can I do for you?
You're a priest of Nihelf, aren't you? Can you tell me more about him?
Sure. What would you like to know?
What does Nihelf represent?
You don't know? Strength, craftsmanship, and courage. He's the god of the warriors and the smiths. And of course, the dwarves, such as myself.
What's Nihelf's duty?
That one's easy to answer. Nihelf, your strength shall form and harden them. You will grant them the power to survive. For this world will not be without dangers. Within the earth, you shall form their souls in your forge and grant them courage and truthfulness, willpower and strength. Nihelf is the epitome of strength and success through hardship. He reminds us that we may have to go through the fire to become a better person.
Can you tell me anything about Wraith, the Dark Elf?
That's his name? No, I'm afraid I can't. He's not the most sociable of fellows.
Huh. All right. Thanks, nonetheless. Goodbye.
Guardian's grace be upon you.
Oh, hello, stranger. You're not from these parts, are you?
No, I just arrived. You're a priest of Tiara, aren't you? I recognize that crest.
Well observed. Yes, I am.
Do you know anything about that Dark Elf? Why is he here?
Oh, I'm afraid I wouldn't know about that. He's very taciturn. But you've probably noticed that yourself.
Look, I really need his help. A lot of lives depend on it. Can you think of any way to convince him?
I don't know. I've seen him pray at an altar in his shack some time ago, so maybe if you go there... but no, you shouldn't do that. Not without him knowing.
Okay, I don't think we have a choice. Let's take a look at Wraith's shack. Got it. Yes?
Let me see.
Let's take a look around.
Fine. More fighting. Does this never end?
What's that? An altar?
Huh. Looks more like a memorial to me.
Huh. A drawing. A boy and a woman.
Oh. That's tragic. His family?
Yes.
We found the memorial. And the drawing. Was that your son?
Claws of Nor. You're really starting to get on my nerves, you know that? Who the heck do you think you are?
Look, lives are at stake here. Don't you get that? People will die if we don't stop the corruption. Men, women, children. You know what it's like to lose someone, don't you? Then why don't you just help us? I don't get it.
Because it's pointless. It's also goddamn pointless anyway, so why even try?
What's pointless? Why?
That boy. He was my son. The bloodburn took him, together with my wife.
The Dark Elves were affected too?
What did you think? That Nor protects us? Our white hair? Nonsense. Everybody without magic was in the line of fire.
I'm sorry. When did that happen?
6 moons ago. But please, spare me the verbiage. You're not sorry because you didn't even know them. You wanted to appeal to my better self, and it worked. Good job. So, yes, I'll come with you and take a look at that fog. If there's anything I can do about it, I will. If I can't, then bad luck. Give me some time to gather my things. I'll meet you at the mountain pass.
Mm-hmm.